Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. If you haven't already, do me a favor and just type your name in the chat. Helps me take attendance. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Thanks, Tuanga. Thanks, Elaine. Thanks, Kailani. Thanks, Gilbert. All right, looks good. Yep, if you haven't already. Oops, thanks, Zoe. I think that's all of you. All right, we will go ahead. Oops, somebody just entered the waiting room. I'll let her in and then we will get started. So today's Health Corner, it's so great to see you all. Firstly, I hope you all had a great weekend. I can't wait to hear about it during story time. Today's Health Corner is all about balanced eating in the fall. If you remember, we did a similar Health Corner to this during our summer series. Today, we're going to talk about it for the fall. And so before we get started on that, last week's Healthy Habit Challenge was we still wanted to teach our friends about bacteria. We still wanted to remind people the importance of hand washing, but our new challenge was to schedule your appointment or get your flu shot. Did anybody do that? Did anybody get their flu shot or schedule their appointment? No one? Ian, you did? Great. Thanks, Ian. That's awesome. All right. Well, if you haven't done it yet, maybe you've already gotten your flu shot. That's okay. That's great. Remember to do it. Try to do it this week. All right. So let's do a quick review. This is from our summer series. What does the balanced plate look like? Does anyone remember what goes on this half of the plate? So the red and the green. Yeah, Kailani, you want to share?
Fruit.
Fruit. Yep. The red one is fruits. And what's the green one?
Vegetable.
Yeah. Oops. I jumped ahead. So that one's dairy. That one is vegetables. What's the orange one? Does anyone remember? Or want to take a guess? You could unmute or you could type it in the chat if you don't want to unmute. Take a guess. Someone take a guess. It's okay to be wrong. You might be right. What's the orange or the purple? We got fruits, we got vegetables. We already uncovered dairy. What goes on this half of the plate? Of a balanced plate. Yeah, Kailani, you want to share?
Green.
Grains. Yep, that's the purple, or that's the orange. What's the purple? It's a super important food group. Yeah, Ian, starch. Yes, starch is so starch would be part of grain. That's exactly right. What's the purple? Protein. Exactly. That's exactly right. All right. So that's what a balanced plate looks like. Remember, we want half our plate to be fruits and vegetables. Then we want about a fourth of it to be grains, a fourth to be protein, and we want a little bit of dairy on the side too. So does anyone remember why we want to eat a balanced diet? Why is it important to eat a balanced diet? If you don't remember, you could take a guess. Yeah, Gilbert, you want to share? Go ahead.
Yeah, so why do we want to eat a balanced diet is eat lots of fruits and vegetables and drink plenty of water and eat fish and yogurt, and so that get more exercise and more energy.
More energy. Yeah, that's exactly right. So eating a balanced diet supplies the nutrients our body needs to work effectively. So like Gilbert said, so we can exercise well, we can build strong bones, strong muscles. Without balanced nutrition, our body is more prone to disease, infection, fatigue, which just means you're tired all the time, and low performance. So eating a balanced diet is actually super effective. And you might have heard the phrase, you are what you eat. That actually is true because anything we eat, our body uses to break down and give us energy. So when we eat lots of nutrient dense foods like a balanced plate, we get more energy and we get better energy. So my question to you is, do we want lots of variety in our food? Do we want to be eating the same stuff all day, every day, or do we want lots of different foods? What do you guys think? What's better? You can unmute or you can type it in the chat. It's okay, you can guess too. Yeah, Ian, we want lots of healthy foods. Yeah, Gilbert, we want lots of different foods. Exactly. So different food offers us different nutrients, right? So the nutrients we get from a banana might be way different than what we get from, say, salmon or a potato or even an egg, right? We want a wide variety to make sure we get all the nutrients that we need. Plus, variety in our food keeps meals and snacks fun and exciting, right? It's boring to eat the same stuff all the time. So I would love if you would challenge yourself to trying one new food a week. Go to the grocery store and find something funky and see if you might like it. You never know. So let's see. What's one way to make sure that we eat a variety of foods? It's to eat in-season fruits and vegetables. Remember in the summer, we talked about in-season fruits and vegetables. We had berries, we had peaches. There was lots of good stuff. And as the seasons change, so do the fruits and vegetables that grow. When we eat in-season produce, we can make sure that we eat a good variety in our diet. It also tends to be a little bit more cost-effective too, which is always a bonus. So today we're going to talk about some fall season foods. They are mostly fruits and vegetables. So what we're going to talk about today, just because those are the things that change, right? Grains can be pretty consistent. If you think about like rice or breads, bread doesn't grow, so it doesn't change with the seasons. But something like a fruit or vegetable can only grow in a certain climate or what the conditions are like outside. So they will change as the seasons change. Our first in-season vegetable or fruit is pumpkin, squash, and sweet potato. So pumpkin is super rich in vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. It can help boost our immune system. So that's great, right? It'll keep us from getting sick. It'll protect our eyesight and promote heart and skin health. So things that are orange tend to protect our eyesight. Can anyone else think of another orange food that helps with our eyes? Yeah, Ian, exactly. Carrots, right? Yeah, exactly. So similar how carrots are orange and they protect our eyes, other orange foods tend to also have properties that protect our eyes. So squash is rich in vitamin C. That is super important for our immune system and for growing and repairing cell tissue. So when we get hurt or if we're not feeling well, squash can be a great superfood. It's also high in fiber, which helps with digestion. And sweet potatoes contain something called carotenoids. That's a new word for me too. And these molecules can help lower the risk of cancer. They also help prevent heart disease, diabetes, high cholesterol, and obesity. So as you can tell, these three foods are super foods. Has anyone had these foods before or have a favorite recipe? What's your favorite way to eat these things? Or maybe you haven't had them before and they're a new food you could try. Anyone want to share? You could type it in the chat or you can unmute. Yeah, Kailani.
Sweet potato.
You've eaten sweet potato before?
Yeah.
That's great. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. I like to roast my sweet potatoes. So I just chop them up, put them in the oven with some olive oil. Super delicious. All right. Our second foods that we're talking about are turnips, rutabagas, and other root vegetables. Turnips are actually a superfood. So they're loaded with fiber and look at all of these vitamins. and minerals too, that all help our body function well. They're these tiny little molecules that help us thrive and help keep our organs healthy. They're also a good source of omega-3 fatty acids and protein. If you remember, protein is super important. So you could eat a turnip and it's a vegetable and it has protein in it. More bang for your buck. Rutabagas are rich in antioxidants. They are full of carotenoids. If you remember it, we just talked about that new word, in vitamin C and E. Does anyone remember what other fall vegetable we just talked about is full of carotenoids? That word's hard for me. We just talked about it. What other vegetable was it? Someone knows. You could type it in the chat or you can unmute. Turnip, Gilbert, not turnip, but that's a good guess. We talked about it on the last slide. We talked, what vegetables did we talk about? We talked about pumpkin. We talked about squash. And what was that last one? Sweet potatoes, Gilbert, exactly. So sweet potatoes are full of that same molecule, right? Super, super healthy, helps keep our blood healthy, really good stuff. So I've never actually had a rutabaga, and I think that's going to be my new food to try this week. I don't even know if they sell them at the grocery store, but I'll have to go give it a look-see and see if there are any there. Has anyone had a rutabaga? Anyone on this Zoom? You ever had one? No, no one had a rutabaga. All right, well, that's great. We've got some new foods to try then. I'm going to try one hopefully this week. I'll report back. All right, our third set of foods is figs, pomegranates, and persimmons. Figs promote digestive health, so they help with our digestion. They support healthy blood pressure and aid in bone health, all super important things, right? Pomegranates are rich in something called polyphenols. These offer a nutrient boost and are anti-inflammatory. So when we hear the word polyphenols, we want to think anti-inflammatory. Because of this, they can help prevent arthritis and Alzheimer's disease. Persimmons are fruit that's a great source of vitamins A and C, and they help reduce the risk of heart conditions and strokes. Has anyone had any of these before? Had any of these fruits? I've never had figs, but I love a good pomegranate. If no one's had any, we can add it to the list of things you could try, new foods to try. Okay. All right. Our fourth slide today is about cauliflower and broccoli. These are two favorites in my household. I hope you enjoy them too. Cauliflower is naturally high in fiber and B vitamins. It also has antioxidants that can protect us against cancer. And it also contains something called choline, which is essential for learning and memory. So think about it, right? Remember, we said you are what you eat. If you eat more cauliflower, it can actually help with your brain function, which is super important. Broccoli offers nutrients that are anti-inflammatory and support heart health. It's also packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Does anyone like broccoli or cauliflower? Anyone? No, Elaine, you do? How do you like to eat it?
That's easy. I like vegetables because I make strong vitamins.
Yeah, you eat a lot of them for the vitamins. That's great. How do you make it? Do you eat it raw or do you roast it? You just have it in salad?
Yes.
Yeah, do you dip? Go ahead.
I did the dressing.
You dip it in ranch dressing?
Yes.
Yum. Love it. I love
Love
it.
it. Love it.
What a great way to eat that. That's a great idea. Ian, you love broccoli. I love broccoli too. Nicole Wade, you like cauliflower. Gilbert, you like broccoli and cauliflower. Awesome. these are all great superfoods and they're in season in the fall. So I'm happy to report now is a great time to be eating them. Our fifth thing we're going to talk about is Brussels sprouts. Does anyone like Brussels sprouts? I love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are super rich in vitamin K, which means that they can actually help improve bone strength, right? As athletes, we're always out running around, competing, staying active. Bone strength is super important. Vitamin K helps maintain and improve bone strength. So therefore, Brussels sprouts are a great vegetable to be eating. They're also high in fiber, minerals, antioxidants that can help with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, and diabetes. Super awesome. Does anyone like Brussels sprouts? No one? Have you had Brussels sprouts before? If you haven't, we can add it to the list of foods you could try as a new food. I like to cut them in half, like in this picture, and roast them in the oven.
I do.
You like Brussels sprouts, Kailani? Awesome. I love Gilbert. You like Brussels sprouts? Fantastic. I love to cut mine in half, like I was saying, and put them in the oven, and then they get really crispy, and it's almost like chips, but vegetable chips. Yum. You guys should try it. All right. Our sixth vegetable is kale, and kale is a superfood. It's one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. So on the whole planet, kale is one of the most nutrient-dense foods. How amazing is that? It contains omega-3 fatty acids and folate. That's a molecule that helps with our brain development. It also contains, there's that funky word again, carotenoids, which help protect our eyes. Does anyone remember what other foods we talked about that contain carotenoids? Who can name one? What was the first slide we talked about? We talked about pumpkin. We talked about squash. And what was that third one? Who remembers?
I'm going to the bathroom.
Broccoli, Zoe. Yep, that's a good one, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of, but good thought. It's orange, right? So pumpkin, squash. What was that third vegetable that we talked about on the slide? Someone remembers? No one remembers? All right, I'll tell you. It was sweet potato. Yeah, I see those gears turning. Sweet potato. Super good stuff. All right, our next vegetable we're going to talk about is beets. Beets are rich in folate, which helps cells grow and function. It also helps control damage to our blood vessels. And they're also high in these molecules called nitrates, which help open our blood vessels. So they're super useful against high blood pressure or high cholesterol, stuff like that. They're also really rich in fiber, which has anti-inflammatory properties and prevents arthritis. Has anyone had beets before? I've never had them. And I'll be honest, I've been a little bit scared to try them. So maybe we can add that to the list of foods that we can try. Yeah, Nicole Wayne, beet juice right here. I looked up, because I've never had them, I looked up good ways to eat beets. And one of the top suggested ones was beet juice. So maybe I'll give that a try this week. Maybe you all can give it a try too. Let me know. Another good way was this pickled beet salad. Sounds interesting. Might have to give that a go. But as you can see, beets have such great health properties and they are in season for the fall. So if you haven't had them yet, like I haven't, maybe we'll have to give them a try and report back. All right, number 8, my favorites, mushroom and onion. So mushrooms are a great source of lots of different vitamins and minerals. They're super rich in vitamin D, which helps our bodies absorb calcium to maintain bone health. Again, super important. Does anyone remember where else we can get our vitamin D? We talked about it during our summer series. And I'll give you a hint, it's not a food. It's not something that you can eat or drink. Where else do we get vitamin D? Anyone remember? You can yeah, Kailani.
The sun.
Yeah, exactly right. The sun. We get lots of vitamin D straight from the sun. And so mushrooms are another great source of vitamin D. To maybe if when it's dark and rainy out, you can have some mushrooms and kind of supplement that vitamin D in your bloodstream. Onions have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties because they're full of antioxidants. They help reduce cholesterol and lower the risk of heart disease. Excuse me. Does anyone have a favorite way to eat mushrooms and onions? Do you all like mushrooms and onions? No, you don't like them, Elaine? That's okay. Ooh, Gilbert, stuffed mushrooms. That's a great idea. That sounds delicious. I like to eat mushrooms just sauteed like this picture. Ian, you like canned mushrooms. Yum, I haven't tried those, but maybe I'll have to give them a try. All right. So our ninth one is okra. I've never had okra before, but I've heard great things. Okra is a vegetable rich in vitamin C, which once again helps support our immune system. It's also a great source of polyphenols. Remember our second weird word of the day. Polyphenols help decrease inflammation and benefit brain health. Can anyone remember what other food we talked about today that is rich in polyphenols? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a P and it's a fruit. You could take a guess. Ian, that's a good guess. Peaches, not quite, but that's a really good guess. Peaches were a summer fruit. We want a fall fruit. No one remembers? That's okay. No, we've been through a lot of fruits today. Pomegranate. Pomegranate is full of polyphenols, super good for brain health, super good for inflammation. Okra, as I said, I have not had it before, but I'm excited to try it. It's on my list of new things that I could try. One of the most popular ways to eat it, though, per Google, is stir-fried. So in this picture, it's like pan-fried okra. I'm excited to give that a go, see if I like it. And then another good way is roasted. The internet says that it becomes crispy like a chip. That sounds pretty good to me. So maybe I'll give that a go. I encourage if you haven't had it. Has anyone had okra? No, no one's had it. No one's tried it before. Let's give it a try this week, maybe. I'll add it to my list along with the beets and see how it goes. All right, our 10th and our last slide for today is apples, pears, and grapes. These are some of my favorite fruits. These three fruits all contain lots of great nutrients that help our bodies thrive. They contain things that help our brain health, supply us with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that we need to stay strong and healthy. Many of you, I'm sure, have heard the phrase an apple a day keeps the doctor away. In many cases, that's true, but that could be said about all the foods that we talked about today, right? Everyone offers lots of different vitamins and minerals and things that will help us stay healthy. And just a little tip is when you're eating fruits, try pairing them with a protein or healthy fat, like Greek yogurt or peanut butter. I love apples and peanut butter. This will help keep you feel full for longer, so it'll be a more satisfying snack, and it'll help avoid any spikes in blood sugar. So that's just a little tip for you all. You could have grapes with some yogurt or apples and peanut butter, like I said. I've never tried pears and peanut butter, but that might be an interesting combo to try. And does anyone have any questions about anything we talked about today? Yeah, Kaileni, you have a question? Go ahead.
I ate carrots
Great, great. Carrots are really,
and
go ahead.
cucumbers.
And cucumbers. Awesome, awesome. Yes, Gilbert. Oops, you got to unmute. Sorry, there you
And
go.
I had some lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchinis.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you both for sharing. That's awesome. Those are great fruits and vegetables to eat. But now I want to challenge all of you to integrate at least one. Oops, let's get to our healthy habit. Let's choose one fall fruit or vegetable that we talked about today and incorporate it into your diet this week. So you can try a new fruit or vegetable that you haven't tried before. I'm going to pick from beets, okra, or a rutabaga. I'm going to choose one of those because I've never had them. Or you can choose one that you've had before, like say an apple or grapes or something. But I want you to choose one that we talked about today and incorporate it into your diet this week. And let me know how it goes. We will report back at next week's Health Corner. Okay, so if anyone has any health questions, any Holly O'Malleola ideas or questions, incentive questions, or song requests, please email me. I love getting emails from you all. And if you want to see this presentation or any of our previous Holly O'Malleola events, please go to our YouTube channel. Same YouTube as always. I know some of you are subscribed and give us lots of likes, which we appreciate. Our friend Jennifer here in the office uploads these sessions for us. And on Wednesday, I will see you for Wednesday's workout at 3:30. All right, so I will go ahead and stop sharing, stop recording, and we will do talk story time.